Hey guys, my name is Nora and welcome back to my channel. So today, or in 2020, I have decided to start doing mid-month wrap-ups because I have lost the love of doing wrap-ups. I read too much and then I try to put my thoughts together and it ends up like 35-40 minutes and it's just, no, we're not gonna do that 2020. So I'm going to split up my wrap-ups in two. So this is part one, and in the first half of January, first half of January, like, are you freaking kidding me? Where does the time go? I don't understand. For the first half of January, I read 7 books. It is 2 graphic novels, 1 romance, and 4 fantasies. And my star ratings are 2 3 stars, 1 3.5 stars, 1 4 stars, 2 4.5 stars, and 1 5 stars, y'all. I'm having such a good 2 weeks. I'm gonna say this for everybody. Well, I know for a fact that this pertains to my channel. I don't know what y'all do with yours, but this pertains to me. 3 stars is not a bad rating. 3 stars means it is a good book. 2 stars means meh. And 1 star is what the heck is this? But 3 stars means it is a good book. It's just nothing was like overwhelmingly like, holy crap, this was great. Yeah. So technically I read 3 stars and up, which means they were from good books to fan-freaking-tastic books. So I'm gonna keep rambling, so we're just gonna go ahead and start. The first book that we're going to talk about, it is The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. It was the first half of this book, I will say, it was like a 4 out of 5 stars. And then the second half of it, I don't know where it went kind of off for me, but it did go off for me. This follows Alice and their mother, and wherever they go, they have bad luck. And Alice loves her grandmother, even though the mom keeps Alice away from the grandmother, and we don't know what the heck is going on or why they are on the run. But one day Alice and the mom gets a letter that grandma is dead, and soon after that mom gets kidnapped, and the note says do not go to the Hazelwood, which is the grandmother's mansion because she was a famous author. So it is that story. Obviously I don't want to tell you anything more because if not it's gonna spoil the whole freaking book. So this is almost like a grim, dark, fairy tale-esque story. Even though I did really enjoy this book, I give it a 3 stars. Again, not a bad book, it just wasn't fantastic. The next book that I read is a graphic novel, and as you can see, it is Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks. Now this is a super popular book. Oh shoot, my eyeshadow kind of matches it. Hey, I'm so extra. I'm so sorry. So this follows Deja and Josie, and they are seniors, and it is their last time working at a pumpkin patch. And Josie here, I believe that's his name, shoot. Yes, Josie has feelings for another girl who works at another stand, and Deja says, you know what, this is our last time working here, you need to go tell her how you feel. So they cross the whole freaking pumpkin patch to get him to confess his love for this girl. Now, if it turns out good or if it turns out bad, you kind of have to read it. I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. There's nothing wrong with this book. It was a good book. I really enjoyed the art style. Let me see if I can find something you know, kind of relative. He is a soft boy and she is a strong main character. She is also queer, so there's representation there. It was a super cute book. I really enjoyed the art style, the story, the plot. It was okay. And yeah, 3 stars. Alright, getting into my 3.5 out of 5 stars, it is Maya Montaigne with Nocturna. Y'all, I really enjoyed this book. This is a Latinx inspired fantasy with Finn and Alfie. So this follows Finn, and she can shape shift, or she's a face shifter, which means she can change her whole entire face and body to copy another person. So that makes her the perfect candidate to be a thief. And Alfie is the prince, and he can practically see everybody's magic and mimic it as well. So to put this into short terms, these two very different and very unlikely characters somehow get together and release this dark and evil spirit, and they have to put a stop to it. So this is what this book is about. It is about 400 and something pages. Yeah, around 470 pages. Let me show you. Hold on. Because Lord knows I am a sucker for a map, a beautiful cover, and both are in this book. I give this a 3 out of 5 stars. There's nothing really wrong with it. In my eyes, this is a debut novel, so I'm excited to see where Maya is going in the future, and I really enjoyed it. My thing was, I think there were times where the pacing was a little bit off, and it was slow at times, but when it would pick up, it would pick up. I really enjoyed it, and I plan to continue on with the series. And then plus, do you see this book? Eyeshadow again. Do we see a pattern here? Alright, so the next book that I read, which is a 4 out of 5 stars, it is Lumberjanes Volume 1. I have volumes 1 and 2, and if you didn't know, or if you did not watch my cookie jar TBR for this month, I actually picked up volume 2. So I was like, okay, well, since I picked up volume 2, let's read volume 1, and spoiler alert, I guess I really freaking liked it. So this follows a group of characters, an all-female camp, and it is, they find some sort of a mystery, and this is just as them trying to solve it. Now, I know that sounds kind of weird, but along the way, there is, you know, the fantasy elements with the whimsical. It's just, you know, adventure after adventure. It touches on some topics so slight that you might not even pick it up, but they are there, they are subtle, and I loved it. The art style, it was great. Super colorful, super cool. You know, I appreciate a good book with different art. I'm trying to open up to a page where not a lot, you know, not a lot of spoilers. And then another thing is that every volume has like chapters, and like chapter 1 and 2, 3, 4, whatever chapter it is on, it pertains to a badge. So I thought that was super freaking cool. I really like the series, and I highly suggest that you pick it up. So I'm definitely excited to be picking up volume 2 very soon. Continuing on with the next book, and I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I do not have a physical copy, but I will be buying it, and it is the conclusion to Renegades. I'll just hold up Renegades for now. And it is Supernova. Put the picture up there real quick, and then I'll just hold up Renegades. It is Supernova by Marissa Mayer. Y'all, if you didn't know, I did not like, where you at, homeboy? It's not that I didn't like it, is that Arch Enemies, I gave it a 3 stars, and it was more of a 2.5 stars. I was so aggravated with this book that I almost did not finish the series. I was like, you know what, this book kind of killed it for me. I don't think I'm going to continue it. And then I was like, you know what, let me just continue it. It's just one book, and I'm so glad that I did, because again, 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was just the beginning, it was a little bit slow, and I usually hate when people are like, just push through, because sometimes I don't even have patience to push through. But I'm telling you, just push through. Once the book takes off, it just goes, y'all. Oh my god, it was so good. This follows Adrian and Nova. If you have not heard of Renegades, I don't know where you've been at, but this is a YA superhero, anti-hero fantasy with a bunch of morally gray characters. Honestly, Marissa Meyer is an auto-buy author for me. Anything that she, you know, publishes, I want to read, and I'm glad and I'm kind of sad that this is over. You know, yeah, this is one of the series that as soon as it came out, I read it. So it was one of those few series that I read it when it started and I finished it when it came out. So that's kind of exciting. Again, 4.5 out of 5 stars. It was really excellent. Marissa Meyer really does know how to do fighting scenes and action scenes, and she really does know how to write her characters. Like, do not miss out on the series. I know Arch Enemies, it was disappointing for me, and it was disappointing for quite a lot of people, but I am telling you, just push through. You're not gonna regret it. Alright, the next book that I read was also a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and it is Blitz by Alexa Martin. This is a football sports romance, and this is the 3rd book out of the whole entire series. I believe it's called the Playbook series, and it follows different characters from the football team. Now this follows the bartender Bryn, which you really get to know in the 2nd book. She is the owner of Hers, which is an all-female staffed bar, especially a safe place for females to just get a drink and not have to worry about anything crazy, which where is this in real life? Who the heck knows? Somebody please start that. But it follows her, and she doesn't do relationships. She don't care for relationships. She is just a workaholic dedicated to her work. But, you know, then there is Maxwell. He is almost, you know, the shy boy out of the group, and they obviously have a connection together, and it follows their story, y'all. I dare say that this is my favorite book out of the 3. Y'all, so freaking good, and I was so sure I was gonna give it a 5 stars, but then at the very last moment, I am talking about, I want to say the last 20 pages, something was just kind of thrown in there, and I think it just took away from the story. Honestly, this is like a 4.75. If it wasn't for that little hiccup at the ending, I think that this would be a definite 5 stars. A great romance, you know, the smut scenes, incredible. I love this series, and I'm trash for sports romance. Alright, and the final book of this video, aka my 5-star read, aka the first 5-star read that I read in 2020, it is Warrior of the Wild by Trisha Levenseller. Oof. Oof. This was so freaking good. This is a standalone fantasy, okay? Can we just... Standalone fantasies are it. I didn't know how much I needed a standalone fantasy in my entire life, and now I strive to read them all. It was so freaking good. Now, this was a recommendation by Starla from Starla Reads, and she recommended this, and it was so good. I still think about this book, and I will always think about this book. It was so witty. It was so clever. The action scenes were great. I love the representation. I love the freaking characters. So let me just stop rambling. And the short synopsis is that this is a Viking fantasy story, and it follows Razmira. He chose to be a warrior, a badass, and a dang well good warrior as that. And to make it short, in order to become a full warrior, you have to pass these trials. Now, Razmira, again being the chief's daughter, she's held up to a whole set of standards, and you know, all she wants to do is become a warrior and make her dad proud. Now, during these trials, she gets sabotaged, aka she failed. People who fail these trials actually get exiled from their group, and they have to perform a task, and once they perform a task, then they can come back and be a warrior and be part of the society. And her trial, since she is the chief's daughter, is that she has to kill the god who has been tormenting them for centuries. And obviously he is an immortal being, so how you gonna do that now? So it follows her story and her going into exile to see if she can try to kill this god. I thought that this book was phenomenal. I really like Trisha Levenseller's book. I couldn't even freaking believe it. She wrote Daughter of the Pirate King, and I really enjoyed that. So I don't know why it took me this long to read this book, but I read it and I enjoyed it. So was I really surprised? No. Alright y'all, so this is the end of the January mid wrap up. I hope that you guys liked it. I will be mentioning these books by the end of the month, but obviously I'm not going to give a synopsis. I'm just going to be like links down below. So I hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and let me know down below if you do like, you know, mid-month wrap-ups, or do you just like one giant one? I'm trying out something new, so it can never hurt. So again, thank you so much for watching my channel and supporting me. I really do appreciate it and love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.